Hi, this is Abishek Narayanan from Computer Science Department, and this is my MSc project, Line Labyrinth. Going on into the project recognizes the growing interest in educational games and aims to develop a game that enhances players' understanding of linear equations. And the game reinforces mathematical principles and promotes critical thinking, problem solving skills. The main focus of the concept is the game revolves around the concept of finding the equation of the line that maximizes the separation between two clusters of points. This concept is fundamental to geometry and linear equations, and the game is effectively gamifies it to make it more accessible and enjoyable for learners. Based on the difficulty level, the game offers different difficulty settings to accommodate learners of varying proficiency. The easy mode provides a visual analysis of the point distribution, while the medium level offers partial information as hints, and the high difficulty level increases complexity and relies on players' institution and analytical skills. This ensures the player can challenge themselves at their own skill level and progressively improve their understanding. The game serves as a practical application of mathematical principles, allowing players to apply their knowledge in a visual and dynamic context. This bridges the gap between the theoretical learning and the real world problem solving, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for mathematical concepts. The main aims are developing an engaging game that presents player with the task of finding the equation of a line that maximizes the separation between two clusters of points, enhance players' understanding of linear equations and geometrical concepts by incorporating them into an interactive gameplay, offer different difficulty levels within the game to cater to the varying skill levels of the players. The main objectives stated here are implement various difficulty levels in the game and incorporate hints to assist players at different skill level, conduct thorough testing of the game, gather user feedback and iterate on the design to ensure that it functions well, is user friendly and provides educational value. The key literature and background reading are these are the main papers used for the background reading, and the graph of the Galaxy game has a similar game concept compared to this game, Line Labyrinth. Moving on to the development and implementation part, the proposed development environment will be an integrated development environment, that is IDE, such as Visual Studio Code, PyCharm for this project, and the implementation programming language will be in Python. Python is a versatile and widely used programming language that offers extensive libraries for graphical user interface development, database connectivity, and mathematical computations. It also has a large and supportive community which can be beneficial for troubleshooting as well as finding a lot of resources. Moving on to the workflow organization, agile methodology or agile software development lifecycle is used here. First is planning by breaking down the project into small components and prioritizing the goals. Secondly, UI design, login and registration pages will be done using Python. Then comes the database integration with MySQL connector or SQLite connector. Next, the game logic and algorithms will be developed and set, which defines the game mechanics and cluster of points. Next will be including difficulty levels to accommodate variety of users, and the cycle goes on like that. Next is user interface mockup. This mock user interface shown includes a login page and a game page that has been sketched by hand. This user interface will be implemented using Python and the Pygame library, which will act as the interface. Testing the game is the main part really in this program, and this is being done by testing the user registration and login functionality by validating inputs, handling errors, and verifying stored user details in the database. Verifying game mechanics by ensuring the random placement and separation of point clusters, accurate calculations of line-based equations on the user input, correct display of the line on the screen, and accurate scoring system. Testing different difficulty levels such as easy, medium, and high by checking the correct display of coordinate grids and points, including 2 points on each side for medium difficulty and a single point for high difficulty, and it totally depends on the user to calculate it. Validating the database integrations by registering multiple users and verifying their information stored correctly, and by testing the storing and retrieval of scores for different users from the database. Evaluating the overall user interface by testing navigation between screens, smooth transitions, and the proper functioning of buttons, input fields, and interactive elements. Testing the interface responsiveness by checking its behavior across different screen sizes, resolutions to ensure it adapts correctly. Conducting beta testing to gather feedback from the users, accessing usability, user experience, and identifying any issues or bugs for necessary improvements. Jumping on to the evaluation part, this is done on based on those criteria as given above. Accuracy of line equation assessment, evaluation of difficulty levels through user engagement and feedback, user interface assessment based on user feedback and usability testing, functionality of the database for users registration and score storage, security assessment through audits and penetration testing, conclusion, which is based on the criteria evaluation and beta testers feedback. System success is dependent on equation determination, engaging levels, user-friendly interface, securing data storage, and information security. The important parts, data sources and ethical consideration plays a major part. This project does not depend on external data sets for its functioning. Any data produced or gathered during testing or evaluation will be made anonymous and treated as confidential, and all the ethical consideration will be and are followed. In project plan, it's been shown as a Gantt chart here. So the Gantt chart explains each stage and their respective duration of Line Labyrinth project. From this, it is clear that dissertation takes the longest duration compared to all other stages of the project. Moving on into the risk and contingency plans. The main risks are hardware failure, software failure, insufficient development, user frustration, lack of difficulty balance, handling unexpected inputs, and technical issues. These can be prevented by maintaining data integrity through regular cloud backups or version control. Software failure can be prevented by conducting frequent testing and debugging for prompt issue resolution. Insufficient development time that can be prevented by prioritizing essential tasks and managing the project timeline efficiently. User frustration, which is the most relying part of any game, can be prevented by providing in-game hints or guidance to aid user progress and user frustration. Lack of difficulty balance can be adjusted and prevented by varying different difficult levels based on user feedback and for a balanced experience. Handling unexpected inputs can be prevented by implementing robust input validation and error handling mechanism. Technical issues can be prevented by continuously updating and addressing the reported issues to ensure smooth gameplay. These are the references for this project. Thank you for listening to my presentation.